All right. Well, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with our 12-week transformation boot camp. And this segment, I'm going to talk about how to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Now, before I share that with everyone, I have to put a disclaimer out here. Now, if you're only 30 pounds overweight, you're not going to be able to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. This is for a person, let's say you're 50, maybe 60 pounds overweight. You can lose 30 to 40% of the weight that you're overweight in about a 30 to 40 day period, taking some pretty drastic actions. Now, when you decide to take those actions, it can't be for a long, sustainable period of time. So that's why I say in 30 days, because you don't want your metabolism to drop all the way below the floor. And that's what tends to happen to a lot of people when they do a lot of yo-yo diets, is they do strict calorie restriction for a very long period of time, 4, 5, 6 months, and your metabolism fall down. So I'm going to give you a strategy that you can implement over a 30-day period to do. And this is just something you do every once in a while. Some people might do this the beginning of the year. So they're starting a new year, they'll implement this 30-day strategy, or maybe it's that month before summer and you've been doing really, really good the last 4 or 5 months. And now you just want to get some good, significant results in a short period of time. So you can put this strategy in place, but this is not something that's sustainable. This is not something you do ongoing. And this works for a person that's 60, 70, 80, 100 plus pounds overweight. If you're only 30 pounds overweight, it's not really going to work for you to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, because generally the last 10 to 20 pounds to get to your goal weight is generally the hardest, because now you really have to focus in on your caloric intake. You got to really focus in on your exercise to get that last, they say the last 10 pounds like the hardest to lose. It is, because you have to focus more on what you're doing, more so than anything else. So what I want to do real quick, I want to recap what you've learned so far. First, you've learned to identify your burning desire, because all this is going to tie in to losing 30 pounds in 30 days. You got to have a serious burning desire. You know exactly what you want, when you want to accomplish it, what date you want to accomplish it by. You're saying this first thing in the morning, you're saying it last thing at night. Number two, you have implemented and practiced the 30-day mental detox, or this would be a great time to do that mental detox while you're losing 30 pounds in 30 days. It'd be a great time to combine that, where you're cutting out all the negativity in your life and focusing on drinking your water, your exercise, so on and so forth. Number three, you learned about water, getting the proper amount of water in, 90-something ounces to a gallon a day in every single day, and how to incorporate exercise into your daily routine and develop a lifestyle of drinking the right amount of water and exercise. Number four, we learned about tracking for success, how you can track how your sleep is going, tracking how much water you're drinking, tracking your caloric intake, and different areas in your lives that you can track on. The reason why I'm covering all of this is because you're going to pull all of this together over the next 30 days. I remember when I first started the program, it was a young lady. She was like, well, Andre, just tell me how to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. And I'm like, we're going to do that about halfway in, because you have to learn some of the basics first. You know, one, make sure you're using your Unimante 2 times a day. Every day, you've created a habit of that. You've created the habit of drinking your balance with your meals. Every day, you've already created that habit. You've created a habit of drinking your water every day. You have created that habit. And you know what your burning desire is. You're tracking your food. And then the next thing we talked about, number 5, was taking action now, actually putting all of this into a strategic daily, weekly, and monthly action plan, and having a running partner or an accountability team. And that's why we have the support group. And a lot of you all have been posting now in the group what you're eating, what exercise you're doing, so on and so forth, so we can keep you accountable on taking those actions. And then last week, well, no, the week before, we talked about what are macros. Talked about what are proteins, what are carbohydrates, what are fats, the difference in between them, and the importance that they play in your lifestyle. And then the last subject we talked about was the different types of fasting: time-based eating, intermittent fasting, a full 24-hour fast, a water fast, a liquid fast. So now, over these next 30 days, well, that you choose to, if you want to implement how to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, we're going to incorporate all of those. We're going to incorporate tracking your macros. We're going to incorporate fasting and some different types of fasting over the next 30 days. We're going to incorporate, make sure you're drinking the right amount of water. So we're going to do this to where you go to what's called a severe calorie deficit, meaning we're going to go to about 1,000 to 1,200 calories per day, but you're only going to do this for about 30 days. And you don't want to do it longer than that. You want to get back up to your regular caloric intake. For some people, it's 1,600. For some people, it's 2,000, 2,300 for the day. But this is just for a 30-day window. So in week one, and we're going to break this down by each week. So week one, you're going to do a little something. Week two, a little something more. Week three, a little something more. And then week four, we're going to bridge you back into your regular eating lifestyle. And if you do this properly, and like I said, if you're like 50, 60 pounds or more overweight, you can lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Even if you're only, let's say, 40 pounds overweight, you can lose 20 pounds in the next 30 days. If you're 30 pounds overweight, you can probably lose about 15 pounds. So pretty much this can get you about 50% of your weight loss done in 30 days. If you're like 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight, if you're like 60 plus overweight, you can lose 30 pounds in the next 30 days.